Hello, everybody. It's your boy, Sean McLaughlin at Options Sean on the old Twitter. Today is Thursday, May 29, 2025. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Where I live, it rained all weekend, literally all weekend, and it never rains here. So that's how my weekend. It's still raining. Well, it's going to rain some more. It's been that way. Okay, so programming alert here at the top. I don't think this is going to happen, but there's a chance this video might get interrupted. I'm in the middle of getting some housework done here, getting my floors refinished downstairs. I got workers coming in and out. They're going to be staining and making lots of loud noise. They might show up in the middle of this video. I hope they don't, but if they do, I might have to end it early. But just want to get that out of the way in case there's any awkward exits. Okay. All right. Before we get into any charts, let's drop the old disclaimer here that everything we discuss is for educational purposes only. I'm showing you what I'm doing with my money, and I hope that you learn something from seeing me go through my process. All right, so let's talk a little bit here about the big picture. Here's the S&P 500. What an incredible rally off of the tariff tantrum lows. We have not quite completed the V bottom. We're not back at all-time highs yet, but I mean, this looks pretty V bottom to me. And I'm really finding the price action in the S&P pretty constructive over the last 2 weeks. I like that we were up in this area here. We're kind of doing a little sloppy sideways consolidation. I think this is good and healthy. One thing I've also noticed in some of the positions I have some short positions on still, mostly long. But I'm noticing that the market seems to be getting back to normal behavior. What do I mean by that? I mean that stocks are trading based on their own merits. Stocks that are set up with bullish technicals and bullish catalysts seem to be trending higher, which is great. And stocks that have bad technicals and bad news or bad earnings reports or whatever, they tend to be going down on their own merits. You know, back when we had this morass here around the temper tantrum or tariff tantrum, we basically had everything going down at the same time and everything going up at the same time. It didn't matter what's going on with the individual stocks. It was just everybody reacting to global headlines and Washington headlines and Orange Man headlines. And so now we're getting back to a normal market where stocks are trading on their own technicals, on their own fundamentals. And I think that's a very good thing. Okay. We're getting back to a market that makes sense for most people. Am I making sense? Good. I hope so. And, you know, we'll bring up the VIX chart here real quick. My platform's been running a little slow today, but there we go. There's the VIX. We're back below a 20. We have a 19 handle on the VIX. This tells me we're kind of just back into the new normal. 19 is still not a normal floor for volatility for VIX. A normal floor would be in the low teens, like between, let's say, 10 and 12 or 10 and 14. So is this the new normal? Is this the new low? I kind of think so, at least for a little while. I think VIX is probably going to, you know, at the low end, kind of hang around these high teens. And then, you know, on the high end, it'll go up into the mid 20s in normal things. Obviously, if there's a new shock to the system, we could have another big VIX spike. But for now, what the VIX is telling me is that we're in the new normal now, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, so we haven't had any positions, any trades that exited this week. No exits, whether for a win or for a loss, no adjustments, which is good. We've had positions mostly just building on gains, which is a great thing, right? That's a great thing. That's what we want. I don't want to be frantically trading my positions throughout the day and throughout the week. I just want them to do what they do. So we don't have any exits this week, but we do have some updated stops. And these updated stops kind of highlight how things have been working for us. First up, in no particular order here, we got D-Wave Quantum, QBTS. This was a trade that came out of the Portfolio Accelerator event in New Orleans. This was a trade that a company that was talked a lot about during our meetings, and I loved the story, and I loved the setup, and we got in right here in this blue circle. I believe May 14th is the day we got in. We benefited from a big spike. This is a post-earnings gap. It's chopping around, but consolidating high. I like that it's holding these levels. We got to within a whisper of where I was going to take some profits. If we get above 20, I'm going to sell half of my position. I thought we were going to get there early last week, but the market had other ideas. But that level of 20 up there is where I will take some profits on this trade. I'll still keep some open. I'm just going to sell half. But we will take profits if we get above 20. But I am updating my stop now to 12. That 12 level kind of corresponds with the upper resistance that we had back at the end of December and then again in mid-March. So we don't want to see D-Wave get back below 12. That would be pretty bearish for this trade and for this. That would kind of tell me that this was a blow off top that we just had. So 12 is the new stop loss level for me for QBTS. Next up, Rigetti Computing, ticker RGTI, similar to QBTS. This upper level here was the level I wanted to take some profits and sell half. We briefly kissed above that level, that 15 level, really right at the open on May 27th. It was there for a flash. I didn't get a chance to sell any of my positions. So I'm still in the full position here. I'm hopeful we'll get back above 15. I'll get an opportunity to sell half the position and lock in some gains and lock in a guaranteed win while still holding the rest. We have until January for this thing to play out. But you got to like the price action overall since we got in. It's moving well. I don't like today's action so much, but hey, a lot can happen between now and the closing bell. All right, next up, Comstock Resources, CRK. We're in a September bull call spread. We're long the September 22s, short the 30s against it. We paid $1.85 to get in. The trade laughed at us on the first couple of days, but it has since recovered and it's consolidating above the previous resistance, which is very, very bullish to me. I'm liking our odds here, but I am raising my stop to 21. I do not want to see CRK lose the 21 level. Any close below that would get me out. All right, next up, this is good news from today. Veeva Systems had earnings last night, and boy, are we seeing a great pop in this one. Awesome, very good, glad to see it. We're in a September bull call spread. We're long the 250 calls, and we're short the 300 calls. We paid at $12.75 for this. If this thing keeps rallying, I've got a good till cancel order out there to sell this spread for 40 bucks. The most the spread could be worth is 50, right? That's the difference between the strikes between the 250 and the 300. The most it could be worth is 50 bucks. If I could get 40, which is 80% of the full value of the spread, if I can get that soon and not have to hold the risk all the way until September, I'll take it. I'll get out at 40 bucks. More likely, considering this breakout we've had here, if this thing tacks on and really starts rallying, we could get to 300 pretty quickly. And if we get to 300 and I'm still in the position and I haven't hit my profit target at that point, I'm going to take whatever the profit is at that point and just call it a day. Great trade. It'll be a great win. Take it while I got it. I don't need to hold this thing all the way to September to squeeze out a few extra nickels and dimes. All right, last up is Groupon. This is a trade that has been working extremely well for us. We've already sold half of our position at a little bit more than a double. We are free riding on this one. Hashtag free ride. And it continues to make new highs for us. These are not new all-time highs, but highs since we got in. So I'm loving what's going on here, but I am raising my stop to 21. I don't want to see Groupon fall back below 21. That would mean it's back below the previous resistance. It's also below its 50-period moving average, which is this blue line here. I'm having a brain fart. Did I not tell you what the new stop is in Veeva? We are moving that stop to 250. I'm going back to Veeva Systems. I'm moving the stop to 250. That is basically the upper resistance prior to today's breakout. All right, so that's it for all the updated stops. Now let's touch on new trades we've put on since we last spoke last week. And guys, if this is your first time here, all the details for every new trade is published at allstarcharts.com. You head to the members section and head to the options section. You'll get all the details for every trade that we put on. Why we like the setup, what option strategy we're using, how we may or may not take profits, where we stop out, how we're sizing the position. All of those details can be found on the blog, so I won't get into the details here, but I will say that Landbridge is one we got into early last week, and it's already below our stop loss level. So if you missed this one, you're not missing anything. But if you are in this one, we're going to wait to see how this closes. Generally, I like to wait for closing prices. I want to see what the closing price is on the day. So if this thing closes below 75, which looks like it's on its way to doing that, then we will be getting out of this tomorrow. So quick turnaround on this trade, unfortunately, but hey, if I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose quickly. And this is a defined risk trade, so I'm not sweating it. I know the most I can lose, and I'm comfortable with that. But the nice thing is, if when you lose quick, oftentimes you don't lose a whole lot because there's still a lot of premium in those options. All right, next up is Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, CM. I always called this CIBC. I don't know why they don't go with that, Canadian Bank. We got into this one last week. Loving this breakout. These are all-time highs. If you guys read my note the other day, or maybe was it yesterday? It was yesterday. My favorite trade in the world is just buying calls on stocks making new all-time highs. And CM is one of those. So that's a new trade. It was looking pretty good this morning. It's giving a lot of that back. I don't really like the look of this candle, but we got a lot of room to our stop. So let it shake itself out. All right. And then let's just move higher. Lastly, I got into Coinbase yesterday. I'm buying this dip. I think this is a good dip to buy. I think this is a great opportunity. I think the crypto bull market is on the cusp of reasserting itself and going higher. And I think with Bitcoin breaking out, I think that it can be very bullish for a lot of altcoins and going down the scale. And once you get the junkies excited, the junkies start buying all the small cap coins, all the shit coins, whatever you want to call them. And that is incredibly bullish for Coinbase. Coinbase makes a lot of money when people are trading a lot of these shit coins. So I hate to be a fundamentalist here, and I talked about this on the morning show this morning if you caught me and Steve Straza talking, but I like this setup here. I think if once this little upper, this little upper consolidation here, if this thing resolves, I think 350, which would be all-time highs for coin, I think that's in the cards. I think it's completely reasonable to expect that we can get back up to 350. So we are very bullish in coin, and we put that trade on yesterday. All right, I know you guys like to have the updated stops here. Here's a screenshot. If you need to take it, please do. And as always, if you have any questions about anything we discuss here at All Star Options, shoot me an email, info@allstarcharts.com. It'll get routed to me. And if you're not involved in All Star Options, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Get involved. Click that link. I put the link. It's an easy click in the chat there on YouTube. Click the link. Get involved with All Star Options. That's the link. Stockmarkettv.com. Get All Star Options. And lastly, if you like the charts that I share, my friends at TrendSpider have been gracious enough to offer you, the viewer, 50% off subscription plans to TrendSpider using promo code Sean50. Just click the link there into YouTube and click that link, go there, use my promo code Sean50, and you'll get 50% off a subscription plan at TrendSpider. Awesome, right? All right, guys, that's all I have for you this week. Yes, the workers did not come and interrupt our show. That's awesome. They should be here any minute, any minute. Have a great rest of your week. If summer finally started where you are, great. It still feels like it hasn't started here. It's been raining all Memorial Day weekend and continues to today. But summer's here, I think. Start enjoying it. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy each other. We'll be back next week. Until then, trade them well.